Here we're going to tie a fly called the CDC Midge Pupa. First thing we're going to do is just start our thread. We're going to take that thread back down the bend of the hook. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to tie in a biot. I'm going to have this biot actually curve upwards. That way when I tie it in, you'll see that a ridge stands up on the fly, giving it some segmentation. Next thing, I just use my hackle pliers to grab onto this little fine biot. And now all I have to do is just wrap it around the fly. I do so with the ridges standing up. Now on a small one like this, you're only just going to get 3 or 4 little ridges. Once you get up to the thorax region, you capture it. Then you can trim out the excess biot. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to tie in the gills, or the pupa kind of head, with the piece of CDC. I'm going to use the oiler puffs here. The reason I do that is because the tips are already even for us. Now this puff, you want it to be about half the length of the hook at the most. What you can do is you can tie it in fairly long with a nice loose wrap, and then you could take it and pull it to the desired length, like so. And on a small one like this, sometimes I'll use the whole plume, other times I'll kind of strip some off. You got to be careful how much you use. You don't want the CDC to completely overtake the fly. So right about there is good. Now I secure it by wrapping back onto the back of the thorax. You could trim out the excess. Now the next step is to dub the thorax. It's a lot easier to dub the thorax at the end than it is to do the gills at the end. So I just put a little bit of black superfine dubbing on this fly, cover up all that thread. I just try to build up a little ball. Careful not to overdo it. I add a tiny bit each time. Can really overdo it if you're not careful. There we go. Then I'm going to lift up that piece of CDC and I'm going to jump the thread right in front of the eye. Now we can whip finish. I do so by just peeling back the CDC and whip finishing right under the CDC in front of the eye of the hook. That's all there is to the CDC Midge Pupa. It's a very effective fly, very delicate small fly, but sure catches picky fish. You can tie it in several different colors. You can tie it in olive, you can tie it in cream, you can tie it in brown, you can tie them in red. This one here is kind of a natural brown with a black head. Very effective little fly.